an accredited investor. What is that? So I'm going to break that down and talk about something called alternative investments and who they're right for, who they're not right for, and what that really means at the end of the day. Jumping right in, like a lot of people wonder, like, what is an accredited investor? Number one, that means you'll earn income in excess of $200,000 for an individual filer or a $300,000 as a family for 3 years, for the past 3 years, and are expected to earn it moving forward. Also, there's an asset definition that says net worth over $1 million, and that does not count your home. Very important to remember. So $1 million of liquid net worth, not including your home, you're considered an accredited investor. When you're an accredited investor, that can open up some things like opportunity zones. There's also another category for strategies where there's a whole nother level of investment strategy that's not available to people who don't meet this test, and that's called a qualified purchaser. And that's any trust with more than 5 million in total assets, not formed specifically to purchase the subject's securities, whose purchase is directed by a sophisticated person. Okay, so it has to be directed by a sophisticated person. Or it could also be an entity with more than 5 million of total investable assets. And any entity with all the equity owners involved in that entity who are all accredited investors themselves by prior to what I explained before. All right, so what does this open up when you qualify for this world? What are alternative investment solutions? And more importantly, these are things that could be brought to the table for you if you meet this definition. All right, so going down the gamut, run the gamut, we have REITs, non-traded REITs, hedge funds. Again, these are funds that invest in very specific things. Opportunity zones, we talked about that on Tax Talk today. You have to be an accredited investor to qualify for the opportunity zone funds and strategies. Interval funds, private equity. A lot of people think about, everybody's heard of Shark Tank, right? I mean, those are essentially investments or probably private placements, if you will. So all of these come through what's called a private placement, but essentially allows you to invest in niche things like specialty finance, which would include financing of planes and trains. Think of that for a second. Litigation finance. You're essentially lending money to large law firms that need access to capital to fight a law or fight a lawsuit or battle for a lawsuit. Next is the real estate equity, investing in larger scale projects in the area of real estate. Transportation finance, this is big. It's very specialty, very niche, if you will, when it comes to that. So financing a specific transportation of goods and services. For example, back in COVID, transportation finance invested in moving masks and large quantities of goods from one location to another. And then lastly is a good one to think about is music royalties, like investing in music royalties as a niche category. Not for everyone, not for the faint of heart. Make sure if you want to learn more, you meet this criteria. But very important, you understand there are risks that are larger than just your normal investment. But when we build a comprehensive plan, it could be a part of that overall thing. Easy to do. I want you to give me a call, 800-878-6223, or text me. Text the word schedule to 800-878-6223.